Mormon Crucible, my 5 essential questions. Next week marks 4 months that I've been on this journey of asking my questions about the gospel and making personal videos about them. It's been an intensely personal journey that has helped me to grow and understand and begin to make some sense of my confusing world. As I mentioned in my first video, I was born and raised in the church, from generations of pioneers and faithful members, and I'm a member of the church today. I have many friends and family in the church whom I love and admire greatly. The church has been the largest part of my life since the day of my birth, and most importantly of all, has blessed my life with the Book of Mormon, which has allowed me to learn of Jesus Christ and his gospel. This is something for which I will be forever grateful. However, over time, as I read the Book of Mormon and pray, I have begun to see many things that don't make sense in the church, and not just little things that affect my entire understanding of Jesus Christ. I first tried to put off these questions, but I also wanted to be honest with myself, and I want to be honest with the people whom I love, who have similar questions. There are many members I love who have lost their faith in Jesus Christ because they have run into similar questions I have about the church, but couldn't find good answers. My heart breaks for them, and I long to help. These desires to find answers and help my loved ones led me to start this channel, as a way for me to explore and research and synthesize the truth that I find about Christ that is written in the Book of Mormon. I never dreamed so many people would find my little channel and be willing to engage with my questions and discoveries. Thank you. It means so much to me. I know personally that the feeling of being alone in the church with questions is such a heavy thing. Interacting with each of you has given me strength and hope. I'm not someone who has all the answers. I don't pretend to be a leader or anything like that, nor do I ever wish to be. I have not heard a voice or seen an angel calling me to do this channel, but I have felt inspired, led, and guided in my own simple way, and those experiences have brought me as close to God as I believe I ever have been. I haven't tried to start an organization or a movement with this channel, and I have never received a single penny for any of my efforts. I believe in my heart that my intentions have been honest. And so I was saddened this week to be called into a meeting with my local leaders, where among other things I was required to take down the questions in my videos as a condition of my standing among my friends and family as a member of the church. I don't know what I thought would happen by asking my questions in the first place. I guess deep down I hoped that the church would someday begin being honest and start answering these questions. How naive of me. I learned in a very difficult way this week that the church is not interested in sincerely answering my specific questions. Instead, I am requested to sustain the prophet by removing them. In weighing my options, my greatest desire is to be true to God and his will for me. As I pray and read the scriptures, I don't feel God being critical of my questions. I honestly feel that he is the one guiding me to see these questions as I read his Book of Mormon. Because my videos are the object of contention with the leaders, I've taken them down for the time being as I decide what is best for everyone involved, especially my loved ones. However, I told my leaders that I wish to be allowed to formulate my 5 most essential questions, and I will do that in good faith here. These 5 essential questions to me are at the heart of my understanding of Jesus Christ. If I can truly know him, then I can begin my journey to come unto him. How can I serve a God I do not know? And with all of the confusion coming from the church about who Christ really is, it makes it hard for a sincere person to come unto him. I believe the true answers to these questions could help me and maybe others come unto Christ. So here they are. Question number 1. Is Jesus Christ a God of pure equality or a God of inequality? If he is a God of equality, how can I believe the doctrine of polygamy is something commanded by him? How can I believe that Jesus denied blacks the priesthood and temple blessings for over 150 years solely based on their ethnicity? How can I believe that Jesus instituted our system of hierarchies where select people are over other people instead of everyone being exactly equal? Question number 2. Is Jesus Christ someone who is incapable of lying or changing? Or does he condone deceit and change? If he is incapable of lying or changing, how can I believe Jesus directed his servants to lie, to institute, defend, and cover up polygamy? How can I believe that Jesus is the author of the many contradictions between the Book of Mormon and the Doctrine and Covenants, such as Jacob 2:24, "Behold, David and Solomon truly had many wives and concubines, which thing was abominable before me, saith the Lord," and D&C 132:39, "David's wives and concubines were given unto him of me." How can I justify in my mind that Jesus inspired the well-known and documented alterations to sections of the Doctrine and Covenants, as well as changes to official church history and even to Joseph Smith's own journals? How can I honestly believe Jesus is the original author of the ever-changing endowment ritual, with changing covenants, changing oaths, changing tokens, and changing teachings? Question number 3. Was the gospel and doctrine that Jesus Christ established in the Book of Mormon truly full and everlasting as he said, or was it incomplete and subject to modification? In the testimony of Joseph Smith in the introduction of the Book of Mormon, Joseph testified, "Moroni said there was a book deposited, written upon gold plates, giving an account of the former inhabitants of this continent and the source from whence they sprang. He also said that the fullness of the everlasting gospel was contained in it, as delivered by the Savior to the ancient inhabitants." To those ancient inhabitants in 3rd Nephi, Jesus personally taught his simple and clear gospel, and then said, "Verily, verily, I say unto you that this is my doctrine. And whoso shall declare more or less than this, and establish it for my doctrine, the same cometh of evil." How can I believe Jesus would now add additional doctrines when he was so clear about the matter? How can I convince myself that he would create additional doctrines that are the very definition of transgressions? Question number 4. Is Jesus Christ a God of freedom or a God of bondage? If he is a God of freedom, how can I believe Jesus requires the swearing of violent oaths in the temple as a requirement for salvation and exaltation? How can I reconcile that Jesus requires the ritual of sustaining the leaders, something he personally never did, and swearing oaths of obedience to them in the temple? How can I believe Jesus is the author of the current law of tithing, which brings the poor into bondage and uses their money to pay the salaries of the rich, to build luxurious buildings, and to invest billions in stock funds? And question number 5. Is Jesus Christ a God of miracles? Or does he have no power to do miracles today? If he is a God of miracles, why can I not find evidence of Jesus' glorious miracles today? In 4th Nephi 1:5, it says of his 12 true disciples, "And there were great and marvelous works wrought by the disciples of Jesus, insomuch that they did heal the sick, and raise the dead, and cause the lame to walk, and the blind to receive their sight." If such apostles or disciples exist today, my family needs them desperately, because we have 6 blind and dying innocent loved ones who need the power of Christ to heal them. But if there isn't the power to heal in our church today, how can I believe the current leaders are called and empowered by Jesus? As Moroni prophesied, "Has the day of miracles ceased? If these things have ceased, woe be unto the children of men. For it is because of unbelief, and all is vain." Is everything vain that we are doing in the church today? These are my 5 essential questions to know and come unto Jesus Christ. For me, the true Church of Christ must be able and willing to answer these questions. I personally believe in the Jesus Christ of the Book of Mormon with all my heart. I believe that the Book of Mormon contains the fullness of Christ's everlasting gospel and is the most correct book on earth. I am searching for true messengers from Christ who teach of him as he truly is, and who practice what he taught, and who possess his power to work miracles.